Yo, what's up guys, Prince Charming. We are checking out the odd one out annoying customers. So for everyone who's had a job before, you all know annoying customers. You will not ever have a job and not deal with annoying customers. It happens to everybody. And there's like levels to annoyance too. There's those customers that, you know, get on your nerves just a little bit. You know, you can handle it. You can, you know, you brush it off. But there'll be those customers that just grind your gears and you just want to hit them. But clearly you can't hit them because then you'll be out of a job. Because you do need a job to pay bills and like buy drugs and whatnot. Don't do drugs, kids. That was a clear joke. And YouTube, don't demonetize me for that joke. Don't forget to hit me with a like on this video. Subscribe and turn your post notifications on so you never miss a post. Go ahead and comment something that annoys you. Something that annoys me, honestly, is people that don't pick up their phone right after like I missed their phone call. And then I call them right back and they don't pick up. Like, did you throw your phone and like run to China when I didn't pick up in the like past 2 minutes they called me? I called you right back. Where are you? No, but enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and check out the odd one out. Annoying customers. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Hey, this is kind of like a part 2 video. I mean, you don't have to have seen the part 1 video to understand what I talk about in this video. But I mean, if you haven't watched part 1, you should. So I used to work at Subway, and to be honest, about 80% of the customers were fine. Sometimes they would do something that would just personally annoy me, like ask for a meatball on flatbread. So don't feel too bad. Like sometimes people would ask me, can I have a turkey with lettuce, tomatoes? Whoa, slow down. What kind of bread? Footlong or 6-inch? What kind of cheese? Is it toasted? Then we'll talk about vegetables. And every time someone brought in a list, there would always be something missing on it. Always. I never had someone come in with a complete list. I would ask someone, what kind of cheese? And they would say, they didn't specify. Well then, if they didn't care enough to remember cheese, I guess they'll get Swiss. If anyone watching is currently working at a Subway, then feel free to use these tricks. If someone asked me,
what kind of cheese do you recommend?
I would always say provolone, because it's the easiest cheese to pull apart with gloves on.
Oh,
really,
wow.
If anyone asked me what I recommended, I would just tell them the easiest thing for me to do. But even after I gave my insightful provolone cheese recommendation, sometimes people would still say,
I'll take American.
I don't really know the differences between the cheeses. Provolone, you know, provolone just sounds like it's ratchet, you know, like like you smell like provolone. You built like some provolone. Maybe it's good. Maybe provolone cheese is like the good stretchy cheese, is what I'm guessing. Is provolone cheese like string cheese, stretchy as hell? Or am I just totally wrong? Me personally, I'm a fan of pepper jack. That's what you need to get. If you like a little spicy, you like a little Monterey Jack, you know, best of both worlds. We're to Hannah Montana.
why do you even ask me what cheese I would recommend if you're not going to take it seriously? Another thing that would annoy me is when people would say the same.
Look at how he's built.
Done, but they didn't put any sauce on it. So I would ask, any sauce? And then they would be like, oh yeah, mayonnaise. Oh, why did you tell me it was all done if it wasn't? Also, the receipt
You gonna fight
at the
them?
store took like 7 seconds to print out the receipt. So it would be very awkward every time I would ask people, do you want your receipt? And then they would say yes, and then we would just stare at each other.
Awkward.
Until the receipt printed. So what I did every time someone swiped their credit card, I would just stare off into space, and in my head I would count to 5, and then I would ask, do you want your receipt? And it was like magic. As soon as they said yes,
smart.
The receipt printed. At Subway, you only work with one other person. So if someone got annoyed and said, let me talk to your manager, I would just look at them and go, listen, I've been here the longest. The only other person in this store is a 16-year-old girl, and she technically isn't old enough to use a toaster, so I'm probably your best bet. I'm the manager. Like, do people think the manager will automatically take their side and give them free stuff?
Oh man. When I used to work at my baseball park job, when I was like 16, 17, I had to deal with all of those customers who say, oh, let me talk to your manager. So these people will come into a baseball park. It'd be mad busy. They see the line is going all the way throughout the door. Then they want to order everything on the menu and then still ask why it's taking a while. Lady, I'm sorry, we got a couple of orders ahead of you. Plus you ordered half the menu. So it's gonna take longer than 15 minutes, you know, it's gonna take a little while, you know? But that doesn't matter, bro. Customers they don't act reasonably. It's always, let me talk to your manager, and then my manager has to come out, say the same exact thing, and then all of a sudden they wanna act like they automatically understand now just because it came out of a manager's mouth. I'm going way too off topic. Y'all can just see how much annoying customers just get to me.
Yes, actually I do think that because it happens all the time. I would consider myself a pretty laid back Subway Subway employee. I didn't like to be stingy with people, even though I was disobeying the Subway formula on purpose. Oh, you want more than 6 olives on your footlong? Pfft, sure. Here, have a 5th slice of cheese. $1.50 for avocado. Pfft, I'll charge you 75 cents, buddy. I probably shouldn't be saying these things, you know, in case this whole YouTube thing flops and I need a job. So I wasn't really strict on the rules. You know those fast food workers who are strict? No, we won't serve breakfast at 10:02. Get out. But being pretty laid back still didn't stop people from being annoying. So this one person comes in and asks for 2 footlong pastrami sandwiches. And the pastrami is our most expensive sandwich. It's about $10 for a footlong. And guys, the pastrami is super good, but I wouldn't pay for it. I mean, it's good, yeah, but I'm not paying $10 for a footlong. It's not worth it. So this guy, I make his 2 sandwiches, I ring him up and I say, that'll be $20. And I guess he didn't look at the price of the sandwich on the menu, or he thought we still did the $5 footlongs.
Oh
Because he said to
gosh.
me, I ain't paying for that. And this is when I was just starting out. I only had like a week of experience. And after he said that, I responded, well, shoot. I guess you're not paying for it. I didn't know people could do that. Hey, I want this. All right, that's $20. Nah, you don't want it? No, I want it. I'm just not paying for it. Okay, no, but actually, we did come up with a compromise. He told me that he had $12, so he ended up paying for one of the sandwiches, and I got to eat the other one.
Yeah, you're not getting the other
This
one.
one time I was making a sandwich for a guy with a very heavy accent, and he asks for onions on the side. No big deal. We at Subway put vegetables in little cups all the time. I actually got a soup cup because the on the side cups are teeny tiny, and I start doing my thing, but then he says, no, on the side. And I think, oh, he's getting a foot long. He probably wants onions on half of it, but not the other. So I start putting onions on half the sub. But then again, he says, no, on the side.
What do you
At
mean?
this point, I don't know what this guy wants. So I ask him, on the side of what? And then he screams, onions! And I never figured out what he was trying to say. This one old gentleman asks the sauce to put on his vegetables, and normally we put it on top of the sandwich with the meat. And I didn't know if I heard him correctly because I put the sauce on and then I closed the sandwich. So your sauce would have been in the same place either way. One time, this woman tipped me and Corey $40. She wasn't annoying, I just want to sprinkle in some good customer stories.
Okay, I have my own opinions on tipping or whatnot. You know, I do understand that some people rely on tips, but the whole thing of tipping is a scam, and I'm going to use this little break that we have here to explain to you in about 10 seconds. So tipping's really started like around, okay, this is going to be butchered, but still nonetheless. Tipping started around like Prohibition, whenever you couldn't buy alcohol legally, so like you'll give a tip to your waiter, so they'll slip you some alcohol. Companies started realizing this, so they started seeing like, hey, I don't have to pay my employees if my customers are paying my employees for me. So, you know, the businesses are saving money on that. So now that Prohibition is not a thing no more, and then you can buy alcohol legally, you know, tipping you expect would go away. But no, the employers decided not to, replace the money that the waitress were getting with tips with the actual pay rate. You know, they kept the pay rate still down because they still expected the customers to still give them tips. That is why it's a thing, bro. It's not because it's the right thing to do. If you go to any other country besides America, you do not tip. So yeah, if you don't tip in restaurants, guys, like, it is socially wrong, but at the end of the day, dude, you don't need this $5 for just handing me food.
Okay, one time this Native American person came in, and I don't know if mentioning that was important to the story. He comes in and asks for 5
He got
foot-long
wolves on
peanuts.
his shirt.
Okay, Tyler, just me and you, let's do this. And then when we're all finished, we ring him up and we say, anything else? And he says, 7 meatballs. What? He wanted 7 more sandwiches. But James, you're Subway. You're supposed to make people sandwiches regardless of how many they ask for. Yeah, I know, but the guy could have handled it differently.
He's not gonna
Normally
pay
for a
for it.
platter, you have to call in at least an hour ahead, and that's only 5 footlongs. This guy could have called ahead and said, hey, I'm getting 12 sandwiches, so just prepare yourselves mentally. I mean, we had so many customers waiting in line. No, we didn't. That's a lie. It was only him. But still, this one woman, I was making her sandwich, and for vegetables, she asked for extra lettuce. So I put on a big handful, but then she asks for more. So I put more on. More.
You a rabbit?
Some on.
Damn!
I won't be able to close the sandwich with any more lettuce. And she says, that's fine. All right, extra lettuce it is. So I ended up giving her an open sandwich with a mountain of lettuce. You know
Ew!
salads, right? When I was little, I always thought if I was working at a store and someone tried to rob me, I wouldn't give them any money. But now it's like, psh, I ain't risking my life for Subway.
Have it
Here,
all.
Take the cash register. So thankfully,
You want a
I've never
sandwich
had
too?
anyone pull a gun on me, but I have caught people stealing from us. I was making someone's sandwich, and this one kid asks for just a water cup, so I gave it to him. So I go back to making a sandwich, and I just hear the fuzzy soda soda sounds being dispensed. And I look over, and the kid is putting soda in the cup.
Oh,
he didn't even
gosh.
try to hide it. When I put soda in a water cup, I at least wait for the employees to go in the back. But I didn't even say anything. I was just like, all right, man. This guy, I totally saw him take a bag of chips, and he hid it under the counter so I couldn't see. So when I rang up his sandwich, I asked, anything else? And he said, nope. All right, whatever. Okay, last story. I was in the
What a
back, I was
thief.
playing some Clash of Clans, and we have a computer that shows what the cameras see, and I see this woman who was eating there. She reached over the counter and took 3 large cups, and I did nothing to stop it. You know, I'm the kind of person that's like, the fast food employee is always right. Say if I was eating somewhere, and I asked for a chicken salad, and they said, we only have tuna salad. I'm the kind of person that's like, oh, well, I guess I'm having the tuna salad then.
That was it for that video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe this video can go and show you how you should be a better customer. I know that you're the customer, that the customer is always right, but still, you can still be respectful to the person serving you or whatnot, because they can be having a hard day. They could just be having a stressful day, and it's just not their fault. Like, come on. You can't blame a company's error on the employee. The employee has nothing to do with the company, you know. They're just here for that minimum wage paycheck. But don't forget, if you want to like, subscribe, and comment on this video if you want to reply from yours truly, Prince Charming. My name is Prince Ohakam. Stay charmed, my friends.